Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today as we discuss the current emerging technologies and best practices for warehouse automation. My name is Yesenia Busto. I am the product marketing manager here at Magaya, and I'll be your host for today's webinar. It's entitled Warehouse Automation: How to Make Your Warehouse Smarter and Boost Operational Efficiency. During this webinar, we'll dig into the fourth industrial revolution, the blurring of boundaries between the physical and digital, its impact on warehousing, and the automation tools available today. You'll leave here equipped with an implementation best practice checklist and tips to help you automate your warehouse processes. Before we begin, I would like to go over a few housekeeping rules. You'll receive a recording of the webinar after the session is complete, and you can send us your questions through the Q&A panel. Today's expert presenters are Alfred Morgado, the Director of Marketing Operations here at Magaya, and Alejandro Gonzalez, which is one of our talented product managers. Alfred has more than 12 years of logistics experience with a focus in insurance and marketing. He has been with Magaya for more than 6 years, and his knowledge has contributed greatly to Magaya's continued success. Alejandro has developed products for the logistics industry for more than 9 years, 8 of which have been dedicated to transforming Magaya's warehouse management software, including innovative mobile solutions. And without further ado, let's get started. Alfred, you can take it away.
Thank you, Jess, for that awesome intro. I'll try to go ahead and live up to it. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on warehouse automation. We're incredibly excited to show you everything that we've prepared for you this afternoon. Before we dive in, let's talk about the state of the industry. We hear the phrase fourth industrial revolution or industry 4.0 a lot. The first industrial revolution brought us mechanized production. The second empowered mass production. The third allowed automation. And according to Forbes, Industry 4.0 bridges the gap between digital and physical systems with the intent of taking the automation process to a whole new level. So here at Magaya, we keep our ear to the ground and know that evolving industry demand is driving up automation. Why? Because up to 91% of companies are experiencing challenges finding and hiring warehouse workers with the right skill set. Plus, the physical risks to staff are on the rise as warehouses expand, accommodating larger inventories and on-demand shipping solutions. We understand that sometimes the idea of a digital-first solution can cause some pushback from existing workers who worry that they're in jeopardy of being replaced by more efficient electronic alternatives. Don't worry, we got that. We're dealing with humans, we understand. Later during the presentation, we'll actually give you some tips on how to account for the human condition. And if you haven't heard about 2020 enough, here we go mentioning it again. So what happened in 2020? Well, we saw a 44% growth in US e-commerce, and that put pressures on the nation's warehouses and distribution centers to perform effectively and efficiently. This is all to say that to compete, companies need to implement warehouse automation across their operations. So we're about 8 slides in, and we've yet to answer what exactly is warehouse automation, how does it work, and where is it commonly applied? All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. Warehouse automation is the adoption of any technologies that help bridge that physical-digital divide to reduce the need for manual labor and increase efficiency. There really is no one right way to create an automated warehouse environment, and there's definitely not a one-size-fits-all solution. Companies have options to automate their warehouse based on their unique needs. For example, automation in one warehouse could mean the deployment of physical devices such as autonomous robotics. In others, it could be a new generation warehouse management software. Warehouses with larger square footage could see the benefit of a robotic solution, while smaller companies or those with complex order and picking processes may start with software systems that are capable of meeting increased demands. At the end of the day, Warehouse automation is only successful if it does one or all of these three things. It reduces your overall costs, it improves your operational outcome, or it helps you identify what's broken, what you should fix or work on next, such as processes that reduce error rates. So let's talk challenges. We love a good challenge here at Magaya. And what's the biggest challenge faced by modern warehouses? Complexity. Many of the most common existing processes were never designed to work with always connected on-demand solutions. Now add to that the increasing expectations around order times, accuracy, and just-in-time inventory access, and it really is the perfect storm of issues that frustrates the efforts of you and your warehouse staff. We're going to be breaking down 5 key challenges in the warehouse. Keep an eye out for some of these. They may be too familiar to some of you. The first up is legacy solutions. So who here has heard the saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it? Yeah, that doesn't really work in an ever-changing supply chain. A good example of this is that many legacy warehouse processes are good enough to complete specific tasks. However, they are not designed to interact with emerging cloud-based or mobile solutions, leaving companies with 2 less than ideal choices. You can either A, attempt to bridge the gap with a third-party application or service, or B, you keep key processes separate. And what does that do? Reduces your overall efficiency. Number 2, limited data visibility. Real-time accurate data is crucial to the success of your warehouse and ensures that companies have the agility they need to respond on demand. In this day and age, knowing how much time it takes to complete specific tasks, understanding how new shipments impact stock levels, and addressing workforce requirements based on current and forecast demand is pretty much a necessity. The challenge here is that many companies don't have reliable access to this information, let alone a framework that allows the widespread collection and evaluation of this data. This is a perfect example of you don't know what you don't know, which means if you don't know a process isn't working, you can't fix it. Operationally relevant information helps improve process performance. Number 3, siloed systems. What do many warehouses do? They opt for a standalone warehouse management system that runs parallel to the other operations across their organization. That's not ideal either. Why? Because it usually fails to paint the entire picture. Sure, this segmentation can help increase the accuracy of a self-contained process, but it also creates a silo that limits the overall visibility and collaboration, and ultimately, sometimes failing when it comes to delivering a single source of truth on your data and your inventory. Number 4, labor-intensive operations. Manual processes have been around since the age of the dinosaur, and they've generally been the standard course for warehouse operations. But many companies recognize that they cause significant efficiency issues. Let's give you an example. Pallet measurement and weighing. If your staff makes a mistake when evaluating and recording this data, you have to spend extra time and effort to find the problematic pallet, reassess its measurements, so that way you can ensure its accuracy. Best case scenario, your workers have to complete the same task twice and you wasted time. Worst case scenario, the incorrect data impacts shipping and delivery outcomes, and that creates a domino effect, leading to chargebacks, complaints, reducing your overall revenue, and definitely reducing your customer satisfaction. Last but not least, we have large-scale competition. Consumer expectations around warehouse processes are changing daily. And we can all thank Jeff Bezos and the Amazon effect for this one. For warehouses, the Amazon effect comes down to transparency and cost. Customers expect fast, free delivery that allows them to track shipments from the initial order confirmation to the product's arrival at their door. Existing warehouse processes simply don't provide this visibility and accuracy, the one that's required for companies to keep pace with on-demand order expectations. At this point, I think I've personally spoken enough. Alejandro, what are your thoughts on this?
Thank you, Alfred, for these great challenges that you have mentioned. Based on our experience in Magaya, one of the most challenges that I have seen out there is for companies in order to handling high volume of cargo. So this is a real problem that we are facing out there, especially for courier companies that they deal with the small packages. Um, take into consideration that it really takes time to process all these big orders, take the item, put it in the system. It requires a lot of intense manual labor by the employee. So that's why it's one of the challenges that we have seen out there. Also, as you mentioned, having no an automated way to measure the pallets, take pictures, um, put in receiving location. This is also one of the challenges that we have seen. And of course, we don't need to forget the loading part. So warehouses, they spend a lot of time in order to fulfill an order because items are in different location. There's no accurate way to pick the items, and needs to do sometimes repacking in the middle. We need to remeasure the new items, take pictures, so etc. So in that case, I think at the end, having an automated tool allows your company to keep up to date with the market demands.
Perfect. Thank you for that insight, Alejandro. All right, everyone. So we have our first poll question, and it's out of the 5 challenges that we previously mentioned. So what is the biggest challenge you're currently facing in your warehouse? So we included a couple of them. First of all, it's the 5 ones that we originally mentioned. We also included an option for you unicorns in the group that currently have no problems whatsoever. So yeah, share with us what are the biggest challenges that you're currently facing. You'll see it right now pop up on a panel. And I believe, Jess, that we have some nice background music while everyone's voting. There we go. All right, I think we're ready to share what the results were. Let's take a look here. All right, so it seems like 38% of you said labor-intensive operations, and that's quickly followed by limited data visibility and also legacy solutions. Perfect. Love to point out that 0% responded with no problem, so that's good to know. All right, so we talked challenges. Now let's focus on the positive. I mentioned before that the point of warehouse automation is to reduce your overall costs, improve your operational outcomes, or help you identify what you should fix or work on next. But remember, there's no one-size-fits-all solution here. Let's look at the 6 benefits of how automation can help your warehouse perform more effectively and efficiently, and we'll break them down, starting with number 1. That's effort optimization. Now, this can actually be done via a couple of ways. You have your robotic order picking, adaptive mapping tools, label scanning solutions, reducing manual labor. Manual labor works. Yes, it makes it possible to meet current demand curves, but the increasing need for right now order receiving, picking, packaging, and delivery means that manual labor simply isn't efficient enough to keep up with evolving expectations. You add the ongoing challenge that we mentioned of finding and hiring and retaining skilled labor for warehouse operations, and it's critical to optimize effort wherever possible within the warehouse. Number 2, Efficiency improvements. When you have a shorter window between order acceptance and fulfillment, you have a better warehouse return on investment, or ROI. If orders take longer than expected because of operational delays or data errors, the results could range from damaged partner relationships to lost revenue. Nobody likes either of those. Automated tools can help reduce turnaround times and increase order accuracy, boosting efficiency while limiting the potential for human error. Number 3, enhanced inventory management. Effective inventory is vital as companies shift to just-in-time stock and supply modeling. You and I know that in the warehouse business, space equals money. That's why companies need just enough product to meet demand while maximizing shelf space and speed alike. Advanced automation solutions that deliver real-time stock levels allow warehouses to gain precise and granular control over inventory to ensure they always have what they need when they need it. Number 4, exceptional order accuracy. Order accuracy helps reduce redundant processes, period. If orders are picked, packed, and shipped the right way the first time, then costly product returns are reduced. Quick question. What happens when you have a human completing repetitive tasks? You make mistakes out of sheer boredom. You know who doesn't get bored? A machine. They love repetitive tasks. By deploying automated software tools capable of self-checking and confirming order details, warehouses can reduce the risk of unexpected errors. Número 5, improved customer satisfaction. It's more critical than ever for warehouses to ensure that they're not the weak link in the product chain. You ever see that game show in the early 2000s with the lady saying, "You are the weakest link"? Yeah, we don't want to be that. Customers nowadays expect the ability to trace products from initial order to arrival, including their journey through warehouse operations and returns. Automated software tools help collect key details as well as describe the journey of items through warehouse operations, providing customers with the traceability they now need. And lastly, number 6, end-to-end visibility. Data-driven automation solutions also provide complete process visibility in real time, from the moment the products arrive on site to the second they're shipped out the door. In addition to customer transparency I talked about earlier, organizations can assess every aspect of their process to identify potential pitfalls. With end-to-end visibility, you can review which processes are working, which need adjustment, and which need to be rebuilt from the ground up to make sure your operations run smoothly. Alejandro, do you actually have any experiences on customers right now that this has happened to?
Yes, perfect, Alfred. Thank you for that beautiful insight about warehouse automation.
Thank you.
So yeah, actually, as you mentioned, based on our current customers and experience, automating the way that we are receiving, measuring cargo, printing labels is key for the automation process. We have seen companies that have improved tremendously the time for the receiving orders using automated tools, like for example, our Magaya Dimensioner and our new Flow WMS app that later on we're gonna be talking about it. Also, customer visibility is another benefit that we have seen. Clients getting notification in real time when the cargo was received, picked, or delivered. So having a platform that controls this is a must nowadays. And of course, for releasing the cargo, we don't need to forget about this. Using an automated system that guides the employees to fulfill the orders is also an improvement, like a picking sequence that control expiration dates, lot numbers, serial numbers, etc.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so let's break it down. There are 2 broad categories of warehouse automation tools. You have the digital ones and the physical ones. Digital tools are typically standalone software or more complete platform solutions that address the need for improved data gathering, analysis, and action. They're designed to integrate with existing enterprise resource planning systems and shorten the distance between data collection and actionable insight by combining multiple data sets. Secondly, you have physical solutions. These include robotic or automated technology that reduces the need for manual repetitive processes, such as automated picking solutions that can identify the location of a specific inventory item in a warehouse, retrieve it, and then prepare them for staff to package. Here we're going to go over some of the most common warehouse automation technologies that have been deployed to meet the requirements of Industry 4.0. These include person-to-person communication systems, like digital voice tools that empower staff to quickly connect regardless of where they are in the world. Augmented robotic assistance. This has become actually more advanced and less costly in recent years. More warehouses are benefiting from the adoption of robotic assistance, which could be as simple as a grabbing arm that can pick products from large shelving, or more complex packaging machines that prepare products of any size for shipment. Then you have automated package dimensioning, such as the Magaya Dimensioner. It allows warehouses to accurately measure and weigh pallets, significantly reducing the risk of human error. You have software-driven backend integration. This helps ensure that inventory, shipping, and staffing data is integrated across the warehouse to eliminate data silos and ensure that floor managers and C-suite executives are equipped to make those data-driven decisions. Connected storage and retrieval solutions can really streamline the process by using a combination of intelligent vehicles, lifts, and cranes equipped with real-time warehouse data, reducing the time required to pick, pack, and ship product orders. Materials handling machinery, such as conveyor belts. We know conveyor belts are nothing new in the warehouse, but by augmenting these tools with real-time data around existing stock levels and current demand, you greatly improve overall warehouse efficiency. Picking productivity tools. These may be popular, but even with the uptick of robotic tools and technologies, the staff remains the primary pickers of warehouse products. That's where barcode-based technologies that leverage mobile device infrastructure help give pickers the edge they need to find exactly what they need when they need it. Now, we're actually going to go into our second poll question to wrap up this portion of the presentation, which is, which of the following tools do you think would be most beneficial to your daily warehouse operation? This one's a little bit different. You can pick as many as you'd like. It's not just one answer. You have your person-to-person communication, automated package, connected storage and retrieval, picking productivity tools, or other. If you have another one, share it with us. We'd like to know. Cue the background music. All right, we're almost getting all those answers in. And I think we're ready to share. All right, so number one was picking productivity tools, followed by connected storage and retrieval solution. And then last but not least, in third place, well, not last, automated package dimensioning. Very cool. All right. So let's continue with this. The implementation of warehouse automation technologies doesn't happen in a vacuum. Fully operational warehouses cannot afford the downtime of a full shutdown to deploy new solutions. That's just impossible and impractical. So you have to consider the human impact of adopting this new technology. How is this new system going to change everyday staff operations? And how will workers effectively interact with these new technologies? You also have to consider the human aspect of automation. So let's deep dive into our best practice checklist that can help you ensure automation adoption delivers the intended results that you want. First up, you got to start with your needs, not your wants. It's critical to deploy warehouse automation solutions that address your key needs. Prioritize your key operational issues to get the biggest benefit from warehouse automation. Next up, account for the human condition. Like we mentioned in the beginning, the focus on a digital-first solution can be a little scary for existing employees who worry that they're in jeopardy of being replaced by Skynet. I mean, more efficient electronic alternatives. When your employees are actively opposed to digital deployments, it can result in the failure of automation implementation. So how do you fix this? You make them a part of the process. Collect their opinion on what needs to be changed, what steps are necessary in the warehouse, and later you continue to build on that excitement by showcasing the key benefits or the benefits of specific solutions to help empower, not eliminate human efforts. That's the key takeaway. We empower, we don't eliminate human efforts. Number 3, adopt a step-by-step approach. Too much too fast is just as problematic as falling behind in terms of adoption. Consider implementing solutions step by step instead of deploying 10 different things at once. Give your people time to familiarize themselves with the new technologies that you're bringing aboard. Measure, 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 and we cannot stress this enough. While new picking, packing, and productivity solutions are nice, your warehouse will only recognize the full impact of these by identifying and tracking the metrics that matter. Measure key metric markers such as time to complete a task and continue measuring the outcome. Lastly, build on the basics. Automation offers the potential to reduce total complexity, which, as we mentioned in the beginning, is the biggest challenge for warehouses. But it can also create a complexity issue if the drive to implement new solutions takes precedence over measurable output. By starting with the basics, reduced error rates, shorter picking times, fewer manual processes, warehouses can build out an operational infrastructure that is built on simplicity. Now, the moment that you've all been waiting for, how Magaya can help. We have several automation tools at our disposal that can help you save time and money. But we're going to be looking at 3 specifically, which are the Dimensioner, Binder, and Flow WMS, and how they can help automate your warehouse. So let's start with the first one. Here we have the Dimensioner. What does this do? It automates a slow manual process. It captures accurate cargo dimensions with ease under 5 seconds. It eliminates upfront costs of traditional measuring tools. The biggest statistics or the biggest numbers that we want to actually see are the ones on the bottom. You see a 15% increase in annual revenue and $40 on average of revenue recouped per pallet. That is insane. Just do the math. Just 10 pallets a day times 30 days. That's over $12,000 a month. I won't even get into what you're recouping per year. $144,000. So let's take a look at the Dimensioner in action. Alejandro will guide us through some of the cool benefits and features.
Yeah, so as we can see, the Dimensioner provides accurate DIMS, weight, and pictures in just 3 seconds. It is simple as placing the cargo into a scale. Dimensioner will get DIMS, pictures, and all this information goes directly into your Magaya. From there, you can print the label, place it to the cargo, and accurate dimensions will be right there. Simple as that.
Impressive. Really, the Dimensioner by Magaya is game-changing. So let's take a look at the next slide. Magaya was recently awarded Leader in Warehouse Management by G2. The integrated WMS capabilities in Magaya supply chain give users the powerful modern tools they need to stay organized and efficient. We designed our software to go beyond the 4 walls of the warehouse. Magaya provides WMS features designed to optimize warehouse and distribution operations and track inventory. You can also manage the aspects of the supply chain that happen before and after the warehouse. Magaya Supply Chain is an all-in-one warehouse management system that provides businesses with full visibility and control. Maintain total control over your cargo even before it arrives, with a single source of the truth and real-time updates. Magaya keeps you informed of what you have in stock as well as what you're expecting. This is key to keep your warehouse organized and prevent the over-under stocking that leads to lost revenue. Next up in our arsenal, we have Binder, our mobile app that lets you use your phone or tablet to capture and instantly upload photos of your parcels, pallets, cargo, and more. You can record snapshots from anywhere in your warehouse, even inside cargo containers, to speed up the loading and unloading process. So what did we get rid of? Digital cameras, cables, memory cards. You can do all this directly from the Binder app. You can attach photos, barcode labels, documents, PDFs, checks, and more directly to your Magaya system in seconds. We've also had over 4.6 million transactions since this app has launched. So whether you're processing a warehouse receipt or shipment, you can keep accurate records by attaching photos to the transactions with the Binder app. And next, we have the newest kid on the block, Flow WMS. So with Flow, you can actually obtain full control of every item in your inventory from your iOS or Android device without having to go to a fixed workstation in your warehouse. You manage your workday more efficiently with insights on real-time inventory, orders, and much more. Alejandro, how about you tell us a little bit more about Flow WMS while we watch this demo video?
Sure. So Flow WMS is, like you said, a mobile app that works in Android and iOS devices. You can trigger the dimensioner directly from the app. This is one of the greatest benefits. It uses Wi-Fi data, and also you can take picture of the items whenever it's needed. An option to print label is available, and barcode scanning functionality to speed up the receiving process.
Nice. It's great to see all that Flow WMS can do. All right, everyone, we've reached our third and final poll question, and we'd like to know what Magaya solution would enhance your modern warehouse. Like before, you can select all that apply, the three solutions that we've gone over: Dimensioner, Flow WMS, and Binder. We'll put that background music you guys love one more time. Okay, so all those results are piling in. Let's take a look at the results. So the Magaya solution that most people are interested in is Flow WMS. Second, Dimensioner, and third, we have Binder, which is really close one to the other one. But Flow WMS, the new kid on the block, everyone wants more, more info about them. All right. So with that being said, now we want to hear from you. So go ahead and hit us with your best shot. We have Alejandro here that will answer any questions that you have on the products that we've gone over this afternoon. And anything that you need to know, just go ahead and ask us. Ask away. All right, so we have a question from Leonardo. I'm sorry, Leonard. Are the conventional scanners with Windows CE going away?
Yes, they are going away. Absolutely. That's why we created our new app, Flow WMS by Magaya, that works on Android.
Okay, we have another one from Mauricio, and is WMS Flow ready for shipping and inventory? Now we can only see the option to receive.
Right now, we're still working on the releasing part. The solution that we have out there is only for receiving, but again, we're still working on it.
Okay. All right, we have another one from Elio. Does Flow WMS read barcode GS1?
Right now, at this moment, does not, but we have it on the roadmap to add the functionality.
Okay, perfect. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the questions, Alejandro, so bear with me. Does the WMS app create a pick order or goes directly to creating a warehouse receipt?
Sorry, Alfred, said that again.
No, it's fine. Does the WMS app create a pick order or does it go directly to creating a warehouse receipt?
It always creates a warehouse receipt, but you can scan items that are into a pickup that already exists in Magaya.
Okay, perfect. One, Logistico was discontinued last year. Do you have any tools in the works to connect to shopping platforms like Shopify?
Right now, we have in Magaya our shipping extension that allows you to process label. But since we have discontinued the Logistico, we still need to work on a platform that give you the same functionality.
Okay. Let's see. Is this app available for any device? Angelica, I'm going to assume that it's the Flow WMS or is it the Binder app? Regardless, Alejandro, could you give us some more insight?
Regardless, the app is available for Android devices. So right now, any mobile devices or even though the ROG devices that use Android can be used Flow. And also for the iOS, right now we support only iPhones. In the near future, we'll be supporting iPads as well.
All right, perfect. Kyle has one question. He says, in untechnical terms, no more big scanners.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You can still using the big Zebra scanners, the MC9300, that basically they replace the operating system to Android. But again, you can also do with the smallest one, like a phone or a small device. Absolutely.
Perfect. All right, let's see. We have one more question that just came in.
Yeah, we have a question for Angel Lombardi that says, what would be the first product that Magaya would offer for a warehouse with zero automation? So in that case, Angel, we can definitely help you out with right now with the Dimensioner and the Flow WMS app. This will streamline the receiving process and it will automate the way that you guys are working right now. Absolutely.
Thank you, Alejandro. I actually lost my Q&A panel there for a second. Nice save.
Yes.
All right, everyone. So we've gone ahead. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to go ahead and reach out to your CSM at Magaya, or if not, you can also reach the email, the general inbox for Magaya as well. Before we go, we do have a survey that you can fill in with your information. So are you interested in learning more about Magaya? Yes, you can drop in your email below, or no, not at this time. That's actually going to be popping up in a second on your screens. While that's on there, I wanted to thank Alejandro for joining me today during today's webinar and for all the insight he provided into our products. And then once we're done with that, we will turn it back to our awesome host, Jess. Thank you so much for coming today to our warehouse automation webinar.
Thank you, Alfred. It was a pleasure.
All right. Thank you, Alfred and Alejandro. Such an insightful presentation you've given us today. If there's any unanswered questions, we will send you the responses via email. And again, we'll send you a recording of this webinar. Thank you all for joining and participating today. Until next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.